I hope this isn't too loud. But what is up, the interweb? It is Bojack, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I guess this is the first video on my channel because I'm restarting again for the 5th time. Who knows? But yes, I am restarting my channel. I'll get into that in probably the next video. But I wanted to do this video in particular because I thought it was pretty interesting. What Bojack Horseman character do I relate to the most, or what Bojack character am I? You know, we're gonna be taking a quiz. I'm gonna be answering these as honestly as I possibly can, and we're just gonna see where exactly I fall with characters. If I get anybody but Bojack, I'll be pretty satisfied. You know what I'm saying? But the character I think I'm probably gonna get is maybe Diane, because I took a previous one and I got Diane. But that's enough yapping. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get into this video. Boom. My name, bruh. Journey. How do I usually spend my weekend? Catching up on work, checking off things to do, and planning for the upcoming week. Organize a social gathering, and gather at your place, or have fun with friends or family. Try a new hobby, go on a hike, practice a skill, reading or doing something quiet, spending time alone. Oh my gosh, advertisements. But spending time alone more than socializing. I'm gonna say this. What motivates me the most? Making a lot of money. What motivates you the most? Making a lot of money and reaching high professional status, spreading happiness and positivity by making others smile as much and as often as I can, proving myself to the world, living in the moment and enjoying life as much as I can before it's over. Pursuing truth, fighting for justice, and making a difference in the world. I want to say living in the moment, but I don't think I really do that. And I have like a lot of thoughts about proving myself and whatnot. So that's a video for another day. I'm just gonna say live it in. No. I don't know. I don't know. How do I handle high levels of stress? Focus on the bright side and try to stay positive. Rarely experience stress, but mostly shrug it off on what I can do to move forward. Get overwhelmed and shut myself out from the world. Power through, even if it means overworking myself. Escape into distractions or self-destructive habits like drugs and overeating. High levels of stress. It depends. Like I feel like I'm both of these. Like I'll overthink, I get overwhelmed, and I still will, like, depending on the situation. If it's financial problems, I'll power through, even if it means overworking myself. But if it's mental problems, then almost. You know what I'm saying? But I'm black, I can say that, you know. I would overthink. I'm just gonna say this. I overthink, I overwhelm, and I shut myself off. What is my ideal job? Something that allows me to make a difference in the world and engage with people in needs. Either a therapist or news reporter. Anything that's high energy. Social feels more everyday job. Nah, freelance job, a lot of flexibility. I would say this, to be honest. I would say that, to be honest. I don't really do freelance or anything like that. I could travel a lot if I wanted to. You know, I have that open option, but things are just kind of getting in the way right now. What is my approach to a relationship? I seek authentic connection above anything else. Full self-reflection and personal growth. But I struggle to be vulnerable. I'm very loyal and I like to take care of others more than being taken care of, which is something I struggle with. With as much love and positivity as possible, I avoid conflict at all costs, which can be a downside and make me seem fake. That's not me. I casually I am supportive to an extent. Now, I always feel Like I'm seeking a connection, but I push people away and scared of being abandoned. So I convince people, nah, that's not me either. I'll say this. How do I solve my problems? I pretend I don't have any problems, hope for the best, and focus on being optimistic or focus on optimism above anything else. I don't stress about problems. If I can solve them, solve them. If I can't, move on. I avoid them until they demand attention. Even when they do demand attention, sometimes I just let them destroy my life. I can become very self-destructive. Break them down and tackle them head on. I find it hard to let go of problems whenever I need to, and when I try to solve, bro, I can't read. When I need to try to solve every little thing, analyze them carefully, considering every angle. That's definitely not me. Sometimes I get lost and find the perfect solution to everything. No. Actually, I'll say this. What is my biggest fear? Being forgotten, being trapped in a boring and predictable life, letting people down and being hated, never living up to my ideal self, or losing control of my life. I would say losing control of my life. Halfway through. How do I celebrate achievements? I quietly appreciate my hard work, move on, preferring to focus on a nice accomplishment. I celebrate something with spontaneous fun, like a party or close to me. Oh my gosh. Every time I record late at night, bro, I start yawning. It's not even that late. It is that late. It's 11. But then I reflect on the meaning behind the achievement and how I'm not that. I throw a big party or a joyous occasion. A win for me is a win for everyone. Nah, that's not me. I don't. I tend to focus on what I didn't accomplish, or feel my accomplishments are meaningless. Nah. How I celebrate an achievement, I kind of celebrate it by myself. Like, I'll treat myself. I'll go get a nice meal. I'll go to the movies. I don't know. I just spend a lot of time by myself. So which one kind of most resonates with me? But sometimes I feel disappointed. I'll just say no, because a party is not. I'll say this one. How do I react to failure? I pick myself up and figure out what's next. Failing is a part of life. Ruminating in it will only lead to more failure. I let it go and move on, but don't strive for much or have much of a standard for my experiences. So I rarely feel that I've failed. I stay positive and believe that things will improve. Also, I don't fail as much, so I rarely have to deal with it. I analyze what went wrong and try to grow from it. Failure is always a lesson. I don't think I'm capable of success. Okay, that's not me. What is my ideal way to relax? Take a bath and have a nap. I would say this, but why did they have to put drugs in there? How do I embrace new opportunities? I embrace them with careful planning and determination. I dive into them with enthusiasm and optimism. Every opportunity could lead to something amazing. Always say yes, no. I jump in without, I consider the risk and impact. I would say this. Sometimes I miss opportunity. I would say that. I hesitate often and dismiss a lot of opportunities out of fear of failure. Nah, I would say. How would my friends describe me? Creative, warm, a bit unpredictable, rarely consistent about anything in life. Sometimes you seem unambitious, relatable, or reliable and ambitious. A great problem solver, but too hard for yourself and rarely satisfied. Intelligent, caring, with a high concern for social justice, but sometimes a little too but it's not like rarely satisfied. I wouldn't say that. How do I handle conflict? Face it head on, work towards a solution. I find myself being a mediator for I get caught up on the downs of the truth of the matter. I don't know. It depends on the conflict. Like, conflict kind of does make me uncomfortable. Depending on what it is, you feel me? I'm gonna just say this one. I better not get Mr. Peanut Butter. That is who I want the least. Actually, I take that back. Mr. Peanut Butter. What kind of home suits me best? I would say this one. What is? Okay. How do I see the future? As a full endless of possibilities. As dark, I don't think I'll amount to anything. That's crazy. A challenge I'm excited to face, a bright future, or something uncertain and scary. Like I said, you feel me? I thought I was gonna get Diane. And I ended up getting Diane. I would have been happy with anybody other than Mr. Peanut Butter and Bojack. So let's just read this. You might be somebody who feels deeply, constantly navigating the complexities of life with a thoughtful and introspective lens. You also seek the meaning in everything, questioning norms and searching for the truth. There's a strong desire within you to make a difference, whether with your work, your words, or the connections you build. At times, the world imperfections weigh heavily on you, leaving you caught between hope for change and lingering cynicism. You value honesty and fairness, holding yourself and others to high standards. While this makes you principled and driven, it can also lead to moments of self-doubt and frustrations when things don't align with your expectations. You may also struggle with perfectionism, wanting to do and be more, even when you're already giving so much. Relationships are important to you, but they aren't always easy. You crave deep, meaningful connections, but you hesitate to fully open up, fearing vulnerability or being misunderstood. Still, you're fiercely loyal and and oh my gosh, I lost, bro. Okay, give me a second. I know how to read, you know what I'm saying? Still, you're fiercely loyal and a source of thoughtful support to those close to you. You often offer insight or comfort in a way that feels uniquely your own. You sometimes might feel torn between the desires to change the world and the need to take care of yourself. Balancing these competing priorities is a challenge, but it's one that you're learning to navigate. You are someone who values growth and self-awareness, even when the journey feels uncertain. Your story is about finding equilibrium between your ideals and reality, independence and connection, ambition, and rest. Despite the challenges, your commitment to authenticity and your capacity for empathy makes you someone who strives to leave a meaningful mark on the world while staying true to yourself. I feel like that's really like me, to a certain degree. Like I watching the show, I really did connect with Diane's character. I connected with Princess Carolyn's character. I haven't watched the show in a little bit, but yeah, something that I do, this is gonna tie into like the channel. I want it to be very vulnerable on this channel. I want it to be very open and honest, and I hope with the content that I produce, I am able to help people who were going through or are going through something similar to the things that I am going through. You feel me? I have to do this so y'all can see my pretty face. You can see my pretty face. But yeah, like I was saying, I hope that on this channel, the reason why I recreated this, I don't want this video to be too long. I'm gonna make like a separate video going in depth, but I want it to be free, and I wanted to be able to just be myself more. And I feel like this was the perfect way to start it off, because I will be talking more about Bojack Horseman on the channel. That was a show that changed my life, and I think that a lot of people should watch that. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Journey. If you enjoyed this video, or if you want to see more of my handsome face, considering click that subscribe button. And I will be I'm sorry, it's very late. I will be producing more content soon. So yeah, my name is Journey, and I'll see all of you beautiful people in the next video. Peace out.